Okay, now that we have the table set up and the blanket underneath, and we do have we use a ladder, but you can use sticks or anything that you want to create a production line. And you can do it according to what space you have also. You may not have as much space. So you just make it the size that you can and get as many doors as possible that you can do at one time. So right now we've laid it out, and we have what you see here is the blue tape underneath. The blue tape needs to be removed in between coats. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna do 2 coats all at one time. So we're gonna sand these right now. You can see we're sanding them. And we use 220 sandpaper. And then when we do the in-between coat, we use like 300 grit sandpaper. So really fine sandpaper. That's to prevent it from scratching. And also why she has it flipped over. See how we have a number on it? We number all the doors. We put a door here, a number on the door, and a number at the job, so we know where the door goes back. That's really helpful when you go back to install. So that's what we're doing right now. So she's sanding with 220. And then once we prime these, we will go over it real quick with a 300 grit sandpaper, just to like knock it down real soft. You don't have to spend a lot of time on it. On the second, on the primer coat, just soften it up and dust it. So you'll also want to dust this, wipe it down and dust it in between. What we'll use is we'll use like a brush to dust off, or if you have a air compressor, blow it off with the air compressor, and then wipe it down with a damp rag to get any of the other particles off the wood before you spray. So you have it as clean and contaminate, and get all the contaminants off the board so that you get a nice smooth finish. Always sand with the grain. You can see there's grain there. You always want to sand with the grain as much as possible. Some of these doors have a lot of like water damage and things like that. The primer is going to cover up most of it. So I recommend just getting a primer coat on first. Don't spend too much time at this level. Just sand them clean and get them ready. And then once they're primed, then you can kind of see what needs more work. Like this, you might want to put some caulking in here and things like that. But go ahead and get them primed first, because then you can see where the flaws are a lot better. So that way you're not spending more time than you need to prepping initial stages. Okay? So that's this part of the phase. I'll get back with you when we start spraying.